Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilleys Landing Resort in Marina, Lake Taneycomo. We're going to do one cast today. Me and Jackson have boated up to the dam. Still running 9 floodgates, about 14, almost 15,000 CFS. It is Easter, April 18th, and it's about 5:30 in the evening. Happy Easter, everybody. Blake really put on a clinic yesterday, dragging those scuds below Fall Creek. Not many boats out today. It didn't get much over 48, 49 degrees today. It's cold. A little bit of rain, but not much. The water temp, I just finally took it. It's about 49 degrees over here on the spillway side. The other side's probably still around 45. The water here is kind of colored up a little bit. I brought my son-in-law Josh and his dad up here last evening, and we drifted white jigs and did okay, not great, but we caught some nice fish, nice rainbows. But what I wanted to try is throwing a white 32nd ounce jig. I've got this one on 2-pound line. I've got another one that's got 4-pound line and a 32nd ounce jig. And what I want to do is just more or less drift it and not work it very much. Just let it go out there and get close to the bottom. The idea is this isn't going to drag the bottom too much. I probably will lose a jig or two, but that's okay. I don't know. I just want to try something different. I know they're hitting white. I know they're eating some shad, but it's just not crazy like it normally is when we get a lot of shad. But the fish we're catching are big and real pretty. We did not bring a net last night, and I have a net tonight, so it's been a little easier to get the fish out of the water. So we're just going to drift. I'm not sure how far down, but we'll just see what happens here. I am going to throw out, let's see, this is the 32nd? Yeah. Let me see. So I have 32nd, and I have, yeah, I've got 30 seconds on everything. I kind of thought I put a 16th ounce on one, but I didn't. All right, we're just gonna go. There's four birds up there. I don't think they're I don't think that they are buzzards. Water's up here is about 10, 12 foot deep with this much water running. See, I can leave this jig out there a lot longer than the other jigs because I don't have to reel very much. So they're light enough, they won't just go right to the bottom and get snagged up. Oh, I might have just had a bite. See, if they were seeing and eating a lot of shad, these fish right up here by the cable ought to be just snapping up every white thing they see. But there just aren't. Nothing on the first cast. That's disappointing. Okay, I'm just gonna let this float behind the boat. I usually slow down the boat, kind of work it, but I'm just gonna let it just drift. This is more kind of an experimental deal for me. Not that I haven't done this before, it just I hadn't done it in a long time, and I just, with the the white bite the way it is, it's there, but it's not great. Something else you can do up here is just use a shad fly and drift it on the bottom with some weights, like you would a scud or anything else. I just felt it tick the bottom, so I know I'm pretty close. After it clicks the bottom a couple times, I need to reel it in and make sure it's not got moss on it, which it does not. I think I've got some moss on it this time, though. I feel like it's a little heavier than it should be. It's pretty quiet in Branson this weekend. I go to church about 9:30 in the morning, and usually on Fall Creek Road and the Strip, traffic's backed up, people leaving after a busy weekend, and this morning there wasn't hardly anybody, even on the Strip. It's pretty amazing. Pretty quiet weekend in Branson, probably the last one until January. This is kind of crazy. I really thought I'd at least catch one or two. It might be the profile. Maybe it's just a little too small. threadfin shad are a little bigger than my jig. I'm actually bumping bottom right now. Or maybe they want it moving around a little more. So we'll try that. I might have to tie a heavier jig on too. The scuds are still working really good. We have sold so many scuds, it's just crazy. We had pre-ordered a lot of scuds for the season, for the summer. And we are already out of quite a few. It's been that busy. And when the fish are just not eating anything else but scuds, they are hitting night crawlers pretty good. I took my little windsock off because there was a bump, because I didn't think the wind would be blowing. And I think that windsock's pretty thick, and it mutes the audio some. But there's still a little breeze up here right now. I think I'm going to put a 16th ounce. Oh, there's one. Doggone. Never felt it. Jig was there. It's busy down here. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a 16th ounce on, but I'm going to put a Oliver, a dark jig on back to the cable, and we're just going to do this again. Let's do it. Back in a minute. Sculpin jig on this time. Sculpin with brown head. It's a 3/32 ounce. Different color, different weight. I don't think I've tried a dark jig up here in a while. All I've used is an 1/8 or a white for obvious reasons. Oh, first cast, coming. Oh, this is a big fish, and my drag is screwing up. I'm on my trolling motor. Some reason my drag is not working too good. This is one of those I thought I had a snag fish. I guess I should be using a sculpin jig all the time, huh? He took off towards the dam. Oh, I see him. It's a good fish. It's a rainbow, huh? Thought it might be a big brown. Somebody cleaned, it was either Bill Babbler or Steve Dickey told me they cleaned a pretty nice rainbow the other day. They caught below Fall Creek. And it had like something like 14 sculpins in its belly. Never seen that many in a fish's belly before. Sculpins are little dogfish that are in this lake. And of course these sculpin jigs look just like a kind of like a sculpin. You know, he's really not that big. That's crazy. But he's not. It's one of those males. Big old jaw. I'm not even gonna net him. Yeah, I am. He's got big jaws and big teeth. Huh, that's crazy. I really thought even the head shake was deceived me. He's just not that big. He's just a big male. Big old jaw. Rainbows, males get that big and ow, they got teeth like a brown. Thought I had a big fish. He just bulldogged me. far as the scuds, the guys are using several different shades of gray. Tan has been working really good. There's a UV flash scud, there's a bump, that's working pretty good. It's got some material that's mixed in the fur that kind of gives off a flash, or kind of a incandescent. There's a lot of people out looking for mushrooms. There's people on both sides of the lake, up on the bank in the woods, looking for morels. I'd say in the next couple of days, when it starts getting warmer, it'd be the time to look for them. No, that might have been bottom. I'm feeling the bottom, which is good. There's one. Of course, I'm not going to say it's a good fish until I see it. It's not bad. I think that was a brown trout. He's about 17 inches. He's gone. Here's another one of those little footballs. I'm pretty much going right down the middle. You get this far down and the water from the turbines and from the spill gates are pretty much mixed. I did see almost 50 degrees here a minute ago. Some little bit warmer water coming over the top. Table Rock is, I don't know how many weeks behind we are as far as temperature, water temperature, even the leaves. I think normally mid-April where trees are a lot further along than they are. It's just been cold, rainy, cloudy spring. Supposed to see some 70s by midweek, mid to end of the week. I'll warm things up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna really let this one sink this time. I think I'm close to the bottom, but this area is just it gets a little bit more shallow through here past the boat ramp. Oh, there's the bottom. I think what I'm going to do is fish down here to the trophy run. Then I'm going to pick up and run down below Lookout. Drift that stretch. Last cast here, and then I'm going to go on down. All right, I'm gonna pick up and I'm gonna go. Just save a little bit of time with the big motor. Okay, I'm gonna try the sculpin jig first. I might try that white one here in a little bit, especially if I don't get any bites on this one. The 32nd ounce actually really disappointed me. Deep water here. It's actually just a little bit difficult to get the jig all the way to the bottom. There. Go toward this bank a little bit. It's not quite as deep. Drifting this, I'm working a 16th ounce jig when they're running 2 units. Doing pretty good. Doubling the water flow really makes it a lot more difficult to get that jig down. There's one. rainbow. Using a 2-pound line, you really got to depend on your drag. These fish are just so thick and heavy, and they find hard. I mean, that male rainbow I caught, this is a female, you know, it was relatively skinny, although it's still pretty heavy. These things are just beasts. All right. Turn this a little bit, maybe. I didn't feel him bite, but I saw the line tighten just a little bit before I jigged, and I put a little more effort in when I jigged, thinking that might have been a fish. I guess I didn't mention, I've noticed that Table Rock, its level is dropping pretty good. All this water running. That, and they're not running beaver, they're holding it. Beaver's coming up still pretty fast. Missed him. So, you know, we've got rain in the forecast, but I'm not seeing a lot of rain. And the Table Rock getting down to close to 917, we might see a little bit of the water backing off a little bit as far as this much flow. before they started running 9 gates, they're equaling 3 units for about 11,000 CFS. They might drop to that. North wind blowing up lake, upstream. Okay, I'm going to move over towards the bluff a little bit. When I get down here to the narrows, we'll throw that 32nd ounce jig out. That white. Drift it down through the narrows. Dogwoods are just barely peeping out. You can see the little white nubs. Fortunately, we don't have any frost in the forecast. Cast, then I'm going to put a white one on. That's okay. Oh boy, you talk about a fatty. Look at that rainbow. Wonder what he's eating. Nothing sticking out of his gullet. Get back out there and drift through here. He picked it up just like a scud or something. Just kind of, I was wondering what the bite was going to look like. I can feel the bottom now. Huh, no algae. Well, caught one on the 32nd ounce white jig. I guess that's going to be all. Yeah. Kind of lost track of it. It got down below me. Okay, I'm going to call it quits. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.